Hey everybody, and welcome to the RC Retro channel. As promised, I have my Tamiya Dyna here. It is basically a new in-box kit. And like I stated in one of my previous episodes, I promised I was going to build this. And the time has come, and it is almost time to crack this baby open and get a building. Now I have my reserves a little bit about getting a pretty much very close to mint condition new in-box kit to build. If you don't remember, the reason why I was able to get one of these at such a fair price, I want to say, was because it was advertised under the wrong name and it said it was a partial built kit and they did not know if all the pieces were in there. But I inventoried everything, and sure enough, everything is here. And there's only one minor section of the rear of the car that's already put together. So, my gain, right? But again, I still had my reserves about putting it together. So not that it really matters to you, but hey, it's taco night in the RC Retro house, which means with tacos come tequila. So to prepare myself for this, and to take the edge off, I took a couple shots of tequila. So now maybe I won't feel guilty about cracking open this box and starting to build it, right? So before I have any regrets, let's get this open and start building. Alright, so I just completed step number 5, and in step 5 you have to put these little metal bearings into the counter gear, which, you know, as we all know, we all hate about Tamiya, that they never really include ball bearings in their kits unless it's like, you know, a special feature. But as I was moving on to step 6, to get some more parts to build, I came across this. This says correction for step 5. The counter gear should have these 2 little metal ball bearings in it instead of these 2 metal bushings, I guess. So I'm happy about that at least. So I'm also happy I found this before I put together the whole gearbox. I had to take it all apart. And there it is, the multi-disc clutch system. This was actually step 1 and 2, and this was the part of the car that came pre-assembled already. So it's just the rear arms and attaching them to the FRP plate in the back. And now we're going to put the multi-disc clutch system on it. All right, so you just saw me put this together, and I have the metal bushings in here, and this thing does not spin. Look at that. So I went ahead and I put ball bearings in this one, and what a difference. So I'm gonna go back now and take these metal bushings out and put some ball bearings in instead. Alright everybody, and that pretty much finishes up the build. And I'm sure you figured it out by now. This episode for the Dyna Blaster is only going to be about the build. The body will be painted and the stickers will be put on, but that'll be in an upcoming episode. But as far as the build, I'm very happy with how it came out. It was a very pleasurable build. I mean, I really enjoyed it. You know, for many of us, this hobby, we care about passionately. But one of the biggest things for me personally is it's like a therapy. You know, we all have stresses in life, especially with everything going on today. So working from home and also educating two kids at the same time can be a little much. So when I get that hour or two to dip down into the basement to my workstation, it's kind of like my escape from reality, and it's my way of de-stressing. And I'm sure it's like that for many of you also. So about the build, I really don't, you know, for me, I don't think you really get to know a car unless you have the opportunity to build it. The multi-disc clutch system in here also comes on the Dynastorm, and I love the Dynastorm, but I did not have the opportunity to build it. I won that in an auction, and it came to me, and I just threw a motor in there and a speed controller in there, and off it went, right? And building the multi-disc clutch system in here was probably, for me, the best part of the build. There was one small issue. I was putting the gearbox together where there's a counter gear and a drive gear in there. And I snapped the gearbox together, and the out drives were in there, and I went to spin it, and wouldn't you know it, it was making a grindy sound that sounded just like this. Is it supposed to make that noise? I've never put together a Tamiya kit before that had as it spun around. And so for about an hour, I was fiddling around with it, trying to figure out what the hell was going on. I mean, after all, it's a new in-box kit. Why would there be any issues with the gearbox? And finally, after about, like I said, an hour, I took a Sharpie marker and I realized where both gears were meeting up at a certain point was making that clicking noise. And I dotted it with a Sharpie marker. And then I took both gears out and basically I rotated both gears. So that this way, both of those spots that have the Sharpie marker on it, as they rotated, never met up. And wouldn't you know it? That was a very simple fix right there. So this is what the multi-disc clutch system sounds like. And I have to say, it's a beautiful thing. It's super smooth, it sounds awesome, and again, I'm glad I had the opportunity to build it firsthand, right? As far as the rest of the build, I really like the long arms on here. Gives it a nice wide, aggressive stance. The servo saver on here is a little bit bigger than the usual ones you find in the kits. It also has 3 metal rings around it to kind of beef it up and give it a little extra support. I really like the front roll bar or anti-sway bar on here. That's a nice touch also. Just all together, it's a nice looking chassis. I really like the wheels on here. I like the chrome wheels and the tires, and yeah, it's just very, very cool. And I'm looking forward to getting the body painted up and getting the stickers on, and of course that's going to be in the next video. So just one thing to note, this does not come ball raced. It is a mix of ball bearings and metal bushings, so shame on you, Tamiya. But isn't that the case with a majority of their kits, right? It's usually a mix of both, or it's like one or the other. So yeah, I did not swap out the metal ball bearings in all the points of the car. Just, you know, I put the ball bearings where they were supposed to be, and in that one part of the video where the hubs are and the CVAs, and how it wasn't even turning with the metal bushings in there, so I took those out and I put ball bearings back here. But that's about it. And honestly, you know, some of you might not like to hear this, but I don't plan on running this. This is mint condition, and I do not want to get a scratch, nor do I want to flip it over and scratch up the body, because it's the original body, and I'm going to be spending a lot of time doing the paint job on that and applying the stickers. So this is going to be a shelf queen. I do run a majority of my cars, but this one is going to stay to the shelves. I know. Hate me all you want. I'm sorry, I just can't bring myself to run this. It was hard enough for me to open up this box and build a new in-box vintage kit, but to actually run it, I don't know. But hey, you never know, feelings change, right? So, all right. So with that, if you're new to my channel and you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to check out some of my other content. To my subscribers, I just want to say thank you for your support. And to everyone out there during this crazy time, I hope you and your families are staying safe. And I guess I will see you all in my next video, right? So take care.